Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's pour. Tonight's pour is going to be a Hot Wheels themed one. I've been kind of wanting to do this one. I found this last weekend, this car, but it's the Bronco. It's got a little final run, I think is what it says on there, final run 2003. It's got the Hot Wheels logos on it, on the sides and on the hood. You know, blue with the flames. I'm not doing the flames. I do a lot of them with flames. I love the flames, but I decided I wanted to go with the Bronco. I wanted to go with the mud, spraying out mud like it's out four-wheeling, you know, and just mudding up everything. So I've got my browns. I'm going to use 3 browns. I'm going to do a white background. I finally decided on that. So I'm using a raw umber, a burnt sienna, and a raw sienna. Every time I hear the word sienna, it reminds me of a Seinfeld episode where George was dating a girl named Sienna, and I think Jerry had said, "Oh, so you're dating a crayon?" Just cracks me up every time. I was a big Seinfeld fan, still am, and it seems like something almost every day reminds me back to a Seinfeld episode. So that's what reminds me every time I hear Sienna is that episode. So I think she worked at the zoo and she was hard of hearing in one ear. So anyway, so all those are Master's Touch. And then of course my white is going to be Artist Loft. So all I have to do is mix the paints and we can get this going. Alright, I got the paints mixed, and of course while I was mixing paints, it's not that I really changed up what I wanted to do, but thinking of what I do think of, and I kind of visualize what I'm going to be doing, and so of course I'm going to change up just a little bit. So normally on mine, I'll set the car, like I have the car here. So I would set it here, and then the mud would just be coming out this way, right? So then I was thinking, well, what if I did just the tracks, like I'm going through this, and it's, you know, try to make 2 defined tire tracks of mud. So then I thought, you know, when you are driving through a lot of mud, especially four-wheeling, you don't go in a straight line. So I'm thinking maybe, and then have it end up in this corner here. So have it kind of like that. So that kind of changes up the Dutch pour, blowing it out. So I might have to just blow it out with a straw. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to attempt to do it. So as always, I pretty much change up what I'm going to do. But I think it would look a little bit cooler, especially if it turns out real well. It'll definitely look a lot better than just a straight, regular, what all the others have. I've done a couple where they're not just straight out the back, and and I have seen some people that have started doing some Hot Wheel ones as well, that have reached out to me. A lot of them will reach out to me, talk to me, get ideas. Some of them ask permission, which I'm perfectly okay if you want to do that style. You don't need my permission. It is nice that they do that, but it's not necessary. But I do like to see what other people do, so they usually send me private messages and show me what they did, and there's been some really nice ones out there. Really nice ones. One lady, you have to forgive me, I can't remember her name right off the top of my head. She did one. She made a table, and she made it with out of a couple of tire rims, stacked them on top of each other, and then got a round probably MDF board and did the painting on top, and then resined it and set it in that thing and made a awesome looking end table. I was like, that's a great idea. And she sent that to me, and I think a link to the video of it, and oh, it was just great. And it's really nice to, it's really a good feeling, and it's a new feeling for me of my work inspiring people. Usually it's me being inspired by other people's work. So it is a little bit, I think I'm getting a little bit more used to it as time goes on, but yeah, at first I was really, it just was really weird to me that my artwork was being, people were inspired by it. It's a great feeling though, it really is. It's humbling. To me it's humbling. But so yeah, I've seen a lot of those out there that aren't just straight lines. And my very first Hot Wheel I did was not on straight lines. It was not. And no, I don't have a video on that, but I do have pictures of it on my Facebook page if you want to check that out. Under Holliday Paintings, 2 L's in Holiday on Facebook. It's probably on Instagram as well under the same name. Basically the same name as my YouTube channel. I don't stray too far from it. So, I'm trying to think on this one. I think I'll start right here. I need to do a real thin line. And that is not a thin line. I was going to try to do 2 tire tracks, but I think it's going to have to be 1. Because the very initial pour of the browns, it's a lot of color, a lot of paint. So gotta find my straw. Stick my hand in the paint. Got one little droplet of paint over here from the cup and stuck my hand right in it. So let's see if I can get it in a good spot to blow this out a little bit. So I'm definitely gonna have to lean on this what I'm doing is just mud gets everywhere. So I want little specks of mud just flipping out on this white. Because mud splatters everywhere. So there you go. You got the tracks. And then that sucker will go about right there. I think it'll be a good looking piece. I'm happy with it. Wasn't quite exactly how I wanted it, but I think it'll work. So all we have to do is wait for this bad boy to dry, and then we can get it resined and get it going. All right. This bad boy's dried. I like how it's looking. I got the mud splatter. I've got Pro Marine resin, 10 by 20 canvas. I have it taped on the back so the droplets will peel off easily. This is actually 14 ounces. Usually takes 7 ounces, but I have another one right over here. And so I'm gonna resin 2 of these at the same time. So again, I mixed about 3 minutes long on each one. Or not each one, but for both of them. Yes, that's about right. Again, this is 7 ounces, 3.5 ounces of hardener, and 3.5 ounces of epoxy. And if I remember right, you have about 15 minutes or so to work with it before it really starts to not really wanting to work with you very well. It starts hardening up a little bit. So I'm just blowing out the air bubbles, because when you mix this, you get a lot of air pockets, a lot of air bubbles. And they really do show up if you don't do this. And I get a light. I have a number of lights in here to light up my studio, and I like to get the glare of the light off of it. And that really exposes those air bubbles so that you can blow them out. And I do go over it quite a bit. Because I like it to not have those imperfections and you can really see it when it dries. At least I can, and I don't like that. I actually have a new torch. I think I'm going to use it, see if I can make it better. Then I just use my stick that I stir with. You can always see a few things sticking in there. I don't know if it's what it is exactly. I just know every time I resin one of these, it has it in it. I don't know if it's just lint in the air, dust, I don't know what it is. I always see them in there. I like to pick them out while it's still wet, because that it'll just it's self-leveling, so it'll just level itself back out. Let's go over it one more time. I think I've got all of them out. Now all we have to do is set the car in at this point. So I want to go right there. And there you have it. A spin out, a Muddin 4-wheeling spin out. All right. I appreciate you guys watching. And as always, if you like this, hit the like button. Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on these. And you can always subscribe to help support the channel. Thanks for watching.